One of the biggest reasons we grow unkind is that we forget where people began. Every person you have ever met was once carried. The doctor, the president, the prisoner, the waitress, the cleaner. Behind every face there is a story, and behind every story there was a child, and behind every child there was a dream, and not every dream survived. Good evening, my fellow human beings. Tonight I'd like us to look at one another differently. Differently because one of the biggest reasons we grow unkind is that we forget where people began. We see the title and we forget the child. Every person you have ever met was once carried. The doctor, the president, the prisoner, the waitress, the cleaner, every one of them once reached for someone's hand before they ever learned to walk alone. The woman serving you coffee this morning, they didn't come into the world dreaming of surviving on your tip. She was somebody's little girl. Someone celebrated her first birthday. Someone held her hands while she learned to walk and whispered, "You can become anything." Then life happened. The man collecting rubbish was once the little boy who couldn't sleep the night before Christmas, who laughed without hiding his teeth, who believed that adulthood will be kinder than it turned out to be. Then life happened. Really, no one is born angry. No one is born bitter. No one is born afraid to love somewhere. Life interrupted a child. And what we call a difficult person often is just a wounded child who grew older. The hardest person to love was once the easiest baby to hold. And before the bitterness, there was innocence. Before the pride, there was a wonder. And even before the walls, there was a child waiting to be loved. And so, the next time someone serves you, don't only see the uniform, see the journey behind. Behind every face there is a story, and behind every story there was a child, and behind every child there was a dream, and not every dream survived. Parent, may I speak to you for a moment? Your child won't stay this small for long. The little feet running towards you will one day walk into the world without you. The tiny hand that is reaching out for yours will let go. So don't get so busy. Don't get so busy building a better future that you miss the child standing in your present. And to the grown children here, your parents were becoming adults at the very same time you were children. They didn't know everything. They were learning too. They made mistakes. They literally made mistakes, well, not because they loved you too little, but because they were human. They were human too. And maybe the greatest thing we could give one another isn't more judgment, but more remembrance. To remember that before life got complicated, there was a child who wanted to belong, who wanted to be chosen, who wanted someone to say, "I am proud of you." And that child never really leaves us. It just grows older. And so before you speak harshly to someone, remember you're speaking to somebody's child. Before you dismiss them, remember you're dismissing a life that once made a whole family celebrate. And before you decide someone has no value, remember God saw them. He saw their value before they ever proved it. The world grows gentler the day we stop asking, what has this person become? And we start asking, what happened to the child they once were? So when you live here, look at people differently. Not through their titles, not through their failures. Look long enough to see the child. Because if you see the child, you will never stop seeing the human being. Remain thoughtful, remain human.